A warm welcome to you all. Here we are the members of GDSC Club at SKCT. I'm Anusha V, who is the head of operations at GDSC. I welcome you all to the biggest Flutter campaign. The Flutter Festival is of 5 days, and today is day one of the event. Let me introduce today's speaker, Tamil Kannan C V, who is the Flutter Facilitator at GDSC SKCT. He'll explain about the introduction of Flutter and about Dart and Flutter's fundamental. So here I hand over the session to Tamil Kannan.
Yeah, thank you, Anusha. And I extend my thanks to all other GDSC SKCT leads for helping this festival start successfully. So, a warm good morning to all attending this event here. So, I'm very happy to be here because we are on the festival mood on the Flutter Festival. So, yeah, we are having some more sessions in upcoming days. So, regarding Flutter. So, in these sessions, we'll be learning some more Google technologies. So how Flutter works and how can we use Flutter in developing applications um, in various platforms and deploying it in our development. So I request all ask your questions if you have any queries or any suggestions or any regarding Flutter or Dart in this session. You can do use the chat for asking questions. I'll try to answer all these questions. Do chat, make this session more interactive and more effective. So I have prepared some slides here as a introductory session today. So I'm going to share some informations about fundamentals and basics of Dart and Flutter framework. So let me start the session. So in this Flutter festival, so we are going to learn about three technologies of Google that are Flutter, Firebase, and Google Cloud. I think many of us have attended the Google Cloud campaign conducted by our college last time. So I think so many of us know about Google Cloud also. So Firebase and Flutter are the two new technologies that we are going to see throughout the festival happening this month. So, so next, so what is Flutter? So first of all, before starting this session, we are going to see what is a Flutter is. So Flutter is an open source framework which is developed by Google for building beautiful and natively compiled multi-platform applications from a single code base. So imagine that you own a startup company. You have a client who is asking for you to develop an application that has to target Android, iOS, and even Windows users. Um, even Windows users for the client's application. So what will you do? You'll be hiring three different developers for Android developer, iOS developer, Windows developer. You need to pay some amount, like let's say we can take an approximation of 1,000 approximate for each developer. You'll be spending a lot amount, right? So Flutter. So the main benefit of Flutter is we can code your application. We can deploy our applications to multiple platforms. So first of all, what is a platform? Is a platform is what Android is a platform, iOS is a platform, Windows is a platform. So whatever operating systems we use in our day-to-day life is an platform. So we can use a single code base. That is, we learn only a single programming language, but we are deploying our applications to various different platforms with very simple procedural steps. And even we can also make our applications more beautiful and more efficient in like what to say like in our native devices. So that is the main benefit of Flutter. So Flutter is a framework, which is an open source framework, which is developed by Google. So it has been developed in 2017, and now it is on the version 2.10, and it has an native support for Android and iOS and web, and even desktop has native support now. So, as Tim Smith says, a Flutter is the first UI platform that is designed for an ambient computing world. So, in a day, let me ask a question that there are 16 of people here. So, how many of you are using an Android device? So, if you use an Android device, kindly chat yes in the chat box. Yeah, yeah. Many of you are using Android devices. Yeah. Is there any persons using iOS device? So I think none of you are using iOS device. So consider there are a crowd of people, group of people are using Android device, and group of people are using iOS device, and a group of people are using Windows device. So if you are developing an application that has to reach a wide number of people, so you have to work hard. So instead of by eliminating those things, we can use Flutter for developing a single code based application which can be used by many other peoples around the market. So next is, as I said, these are the platforms that is supported by Google. Let's say it's an iOS device, an Android device, a web application. Even a web application can be developed using Flutter, and a Windows based application and Mac OS based application and embedded system. I think we have covered all those platforms that are available in the market. Is there any other platform which is left in this list? I think no, because there are these platforms are the major contributors of OS in the market, right? If you take mobile phones, the major contributors are Android and OS, iOS. If you take PCs, Windows and Mac OS and Linux are the major contributors, and even web and even embedded systems. So if you learn Flutter, if you learn a dot programming language, a single programming language, you can able to develop an application for these much platforms. Let's say it's an 7 different platforms, so you can build 7 different platforms instead of learning 7 different programming language. You are learning a single programming language and able to develop 7 different applications for different 7 different platforms from a single code base. So why we need to choose Flutter? So there are a lot number of competitors are there in the market. Let's say React Native, Xamarin, and many other platforms are in the market. So how Flutter stand different from those contributors? So let's see how the Flutter is different. So Flutter is much faster. Yeah, um, let's say what is the difference between the native and hybrid programming language is the main benefit of native programming language is it can use the entire resource of your device. For example, if you develop an Android application, um, what programming language are used to develop Android applications? Can anyone say? Do chat. Do use the chat box. Yeah, Java, Kotlin, Java. Yeah. So these are the native programming languages for developing Android application. So what is a native? What is the main benefit of native is the native programming language can access the full efficiency of your application. It can access your RAM efficiently. It can access your memory efficiently. It can work much faster. It can even contribute a more user-friendly application devices, like user-friendly user interfaces, and more friendly to the device because it is designed absolutely for the application which it runs on. But if we go into that multi-platform or hybrid applications, so let's say Android, the native programming language for Android is Java and Kotlin. Instead of Java and Kotlin, when we develop an application using C Sharp or JavaScript, that may be a controversy, right? So let's say you have a native place. If you are in your native place, you are migrating to some other location. So there is a difference between you being in your native place and you migrated to some other place, right? In your native place, you know each and every nook and corner of your place, and you can easily, if you need to go some other place, somewhere in your native location, you can take shortcuts or even more efficient ways. But if you are migrating to some other new locations, you might be wondering how to go there and how can it happen, what can we do. So that is the difference between the native and the hybrid. So native knows all the nook and corners and all the effective ways for accessing your resources perfectly and correctly. But hybrid applications have some drawback. It can work, even it can work on your device, and it can perform better, but it cannot give the efficiency as of the native. So but Flutter is, as I said, Flutter compiles the code natively, right? So it compiles the code natively, so it can give the native efficiency and the native productivity of your application. So that is why Flutter is much faster than any other coding languages like React Native and Xamarin, some other thing. So and it is much more productive. So what it's mean by productive in the sense here is you can easily deploy your application, like easily preview your application instantly. So you can see here. You can see preview of how your Flutter development takes place here. See, there is a code written here. The result of this code is being previewed in the right side. So here there is a change is made here. Like you have clicked here. If I press this like thunder like icon, suddenly the change appears in the application. So there is a sudden deployment of your application without, let's say, if you are writing a program in a compiler, and if we after writing a program, we start compiling it. After compilation success, we start running it. So it takes some time, right? So if it is a small line of code, it may be faster. But if there is a large number of lines of code are there, it makes more and more time to solve the compile that code, right? So Flutter eliminates that issue by using the hot reload option. The another main feature of Flutter is hot reload. So what hot reload is we can instantly deploy our application by changing the code, right? So that makes Flutter more and more productive. Without it reduces the time wastage and uh, and some other things like coding deployment also. So then beautiful applications. So as we are using Android devices or iPhone devices, we may be thinking of we need to make our applications beautiful, much more beautiful, right? So even we use some customized themes or customized applications or some custom notifications. Some we try to make our mobile devices more beautiful, right? So we can also able to make our applications beautiful by using Flutter framework. So we can even customize every pixel of your device using Flutter. So you can see a here. This is a simple, let's say it's like a Wikipedia application for planets. If I press moon, you can see the details of moon here. See, if you have an application with these kind of animations, see how it will be. Your application will be more and more beautiful and more effective. The user will be more attracted by your application. So we can make much more beautifuler applications using Flutter programming, Flutter framework. And the main thing is Flutter is open source. So do anyone know what is an open source application and what is a proprietary application is? Just use a chat. No. Okay, let me say an open source application. So open source. So the source is open to all the people around the globe. So you can see the code on which the application has written. So for example, let's say, yeah, we can see and work on others project. Yeah, correct. So open source. There are some open source platforms like GitHub and some other open source platforms that we can use some others project and we can learn from those projects. Let's say there is an application called YouTube, or if you are using an recording like systems like OBS softwares, everything like Linux. Even we can take Linux. Every applications used in Linux are open source. Is that the meaning is that you can view and edit all the source code of the application. Like you can even customize that application based on your needs. So it is open source. Proprietary in the sense Windows is a proprietary application. You cannot change any code of the. You cannot view the code of your Windows operating system or any applications built for Windows. So that is the difference between like open and proprietary applications. So Flutter is an open source framework. That is, the code for Flutter framework is openly available in GitHub. You can even go to github.com and do search for Flutter. You can see the code for Flutter. So this is the code for Flutter, on which how Flutter works. You can even customize how Flutter you need, how Flutter wants to work for you, and everything you can customize where it is an open source. So which makes Flutter more growing, right? So if it is open source, even you can deploy it and you can customize it for your own, and another can, somebody can also download it and can customize for his own. So it makes it is open to everyone. So next thing is a portable. So as I said, the same code runs everywhere. So if you're developing and you're spending time a month for a lot months, you're developing an application for an Android device, but you have more number of customers for iOS also. You have planned to extend your applications popularity to iOS developers also. Instead of spending again a few months of time for developing for learning Swift programming language, and next you're developing the application and deploying it costs you a lot and it takes a long time, right? So by using Flutter, you are just writing a simple code, simple lines of code. You are just running a command like Flutter build for iOS, Flutter build like Windows, Flutter build for Android. If you write a single line of code, it will automatically convert your code into the desired platform what you need. It's like it is more portable. It makes it more portable. So then, yeah. So then it is much trusted by the developers. You can see over 200,000 times, 200,000 Flutter applications are being used. Even Ubuntu is using Flutter for developing their installer. Do anyone have used Ubuntu operating system? Yeah. Yeah, Ubuntu is an Linux based application, right? So it is an open source. So Ubuntu is using Flutter for developing their installer. Like if you are using Windows, you can see Windows installer, right? You are going to selecting your country, selecting your like installer name and your username, your password, and your start installing your Windows operating system. So same thing is being used with Ubuntu in the latest versions. You can see Flutter as an installer for Ubuntu also. Square, Toyota, BMW, and more much Alibaba, even ByteDance are using Flutter as their core for their applications. So this is being used. Think that if you have an option that you learn only a single programming language and able to build a lot number of applications, will you omit that? No, right? So that's the main success for these Flutter applications. So the next thing is how Google is using. Even Flutter is a product of Google. Flutter is also Google is also using Flutter in their applications. I think many of us are using Google Pay, right? So even Google Pay is developed using Flutter. If you have a mobile phone in your hand, you can just go to Google Pay, and you can see the interface, how it looks like. It's like a sleek and slim, and it makes some animations, and it is much more easier to perform. So these things are can be made possible only by using Flutter applications. See, you can use Google AdMob, Google Pay, Google One, Stadia, which is an gaming, like it's a stream like application developed by Google, and Family Link, and Google Ads, Nest Hub, and Cloud Search. Even Blogger is being developed by by Flutter, and many other things. Let me show preview how how beautiful are those applications developed in Google. Let me share another screen. You can see these the Flutter applications which has been developed using Flutter. See, this is a Google Pay interface. Let's take Toyota. See how Toyota has implemented Flutter in their applications. So which makes their applications more beautiful and more successful. Even they have they are manufacturing cars. They can use their application even with their dashboard of the car, and even more stuff they can um, move their work to the edge. So next, so these must applications like Supernova, US Department of Veterinarian Affairs, Stadia, Rive. Do anyone know what is Rive? What Rive is? No. So, Rive is an platform for developing interactive animations. So, everyone know what an animation is, right? Animation, it's a moving kind of objects. It's a layer by layer moving objects. But Rive is an interactive. We can make interactive applications using Rive. So, let me show you a preview of what Rive is, how Rive works. You can know how effective Flutter is. The site of Rive has been made using Flutter. So you can see this is a simple Rive animation. Let me drag my mouse pointer here. You can see this animation has done something. Let me move again, and this whole, you can see the hand has come outside. This is an interactive animation. So and this is a Rive animation, but the application, see, this is an application. This is a Rive application which is available in Microsoft Store. Is developed using Flutter. The entire this application, like if you go to my, see, this is an Rive animation, Rive desktop application which is developed using Flutter. So this much powerful the Flutter is. You can develop this application. You can simply type Flutter build Android. You can simply deploy the same application into a Android device. So that is the main advantage of using Flutter. So the next thing is the global community of Flutter. So as I said, Flutter has been launched a few years ago, right? But the growth of Flutter is like a giant. See, you can see there are 110K GitHub stars and 15,000 plus packages and 1,000 plus contributors and 120,000 plus Twitter followers and 200 plus global meetup groups, and Flutter is always open source. You can just go to your browser and simply search for pubdev. See, you can simply go for pubdev. You can see a lot number of packages are here. These all the packages you can use in your Flutter application. Let's say, for example, if you need to get all the details of your mobile application, or else notification, you can, if you need to show some notifications, I select this Flutter local notification plugin, and I can see how this Flutter how this application works. See, in Android it shows like this. In iOS, it shows like this. In Mac OS, it shows like this, and Linux, and in, see, so it is a simple plugin. If you just import this plugin into your Flutter project, you can simply just run it, just call it. It will automatically compile based on your platform you are using. So this is the package resource manager of your Flutter application, pubdev. Then you can go and explore how many of your applications. Like I have developed some open source packages here, like unavbar. See, so this is an open source package that I have developed for this plugin. See, this is an you can see this design in your Gmail applications in your bottom. This is a navigation bar. So this is the Android 12 based style. So you can just use this plugin in your Flutter application. Just call unavbar. You can simply get this style. So how simple it is, but it is more effective and more efficient. So that is why the Flutter is being grown like this. So then, so this is the reason the global community of Flutter has been grown a lot. So next, build Flutter anywhere. So you might be came from JavaScript backend, or you might be just a beginner how to develop an application. You can even use Android Studio. If you have a MacBook, you can use Xcode. If you have Visual Studio Code, even you have Firebase, you can develop Flutter anywhere with any IDEs, like the integrated development environments. So if you are using, we use Android Studio for developing Android APIs, Xcode for iOS APIs, and VS Code for material design and something. There are 100 plus third-party plugins that makes your application more beautiful for developing your Flutter plugin. So this is a sample code how Flutter simple hello world looks like. So see, this is a simple. This is very simple. I'll be teaching how to code a simple program at in the upcoming sessions. So for now, this is a material app, and we have a home scaffold. It's a text hello world. If we run this code, we'll be getting a simple hello world code. So I'll be showing how the code, how efficient the Flutter is. Let me go to dot pad. Notepad is an playground, like it is a playground for Flutter. Just this is the same code that I have added in that slide. So you can see this is a simple code. If I run this code, you can see the output here. See, you have a simple hello world program here. So if I need to add something like an app bar here, if I need to add something like an app bar here, I simply need to type app bar and type app bar. So if I run this program, you can see how faster it is. This is a simple example for heart rate also. See how simpler it is. So if I run this code, you can see an app bar here, right? You can see a new app bar here. So if I need to add some other name, then let's say the name of your application. Let's take it as like GDSC SKCT. I simply type title and type text, and I just enter GDSC SKCT. So if I run this code, you can see GDSC SKCT here. So you can simply see GDSC SKCT here. So it is a simple application. If I copy this code and type, if I build this code for Android, the same application will work on your Android device also with native performance is important. So this is dot pad. So I'll be sharing the link this dot pad here. You can also run your own applications. You can see samples here. See these met samples like Fibonacci, like counter application. So counter application means it's the basic application. We can just see this is a simple application. If I press this plus button, you can see the number is increasing consistently. So this is a simple application. This is a web application. So even if you compile this code for Android, it works on Android. If you compile this code for Windows, it works on Windows. So I'll be showing demo at the end of this session. We can see how efficient, how more useful Flutter is. So this is simple code. So this is structure of a Flutter app. So what is the structure is? So like it is in hierarchy. So how the Flutter app has to be built. Like the topmost thing contains a material app. Material. So material. I'll be saying material means it is an UI theme for Android applications. Whatever applications you see on Android is consists of material theme. So material theme is the Google's official UI theme for developing Android applications. So we are using material app here. Simply typing material app. You can see in the code. You can compare with this in the code. See, you can see material app here. So you can see material app here. So on top of this material app, we are using a scaffold. We are using a scaffold below material app. So what a scaffold does is, see you can see scaffold. See scaffold. So below material app, we are using scaffold. Scaffold, the main role of scaffold is providing the interface for this application, like providing the skeleton for this application. So under scaffold, we are having an app bar and the body. So app bar is here, and the body is the thing we are seeing here. Like you have pushed this button this many times. So without scaffold, we cannot add things like app bar or a body or this is a floating action button. We cannot add things like these like things without scaffold. So scaffold provides the skeleton of your application. So next is we have simply used center and text. So center widget provides the name itself says center. So it prints the value, like it shows the object in the center of your screen. And text, it also shows simply text. It shows simply text. So by using text widget, we are showing text. Next, so these are the things we are the basics of Flutter. So how can we code the Flutter? So Flutter is a framework. As I said, Flutter is a framework. It's a skeleton. So we need to provide some actions to that skeleton, right? We have a body we have a beautiful application, but without any functions, the application is waste, right? It's a garbage, right? So Dart is a programming language. We use Dart as a programming language for developing for providing actions to Flutter. So here we have, yeah, Dart is a client optimized language for fast apps on any platform. So by using Dart programming language, we can develop faster applications. So we are using Dart in Flutter also. So see, this is Flutter. It's a programming language designed for client development, like for web and mobile apps. So it is also developed by Google and can also be used for developing server and desktop applications also. It's an object-oriented programming language, and it is class-based, God-based data language with C-styled syntax, and it is a null safety language also. So this is a simple intro about Dart. So Dart is a programming language which is also developed by Google. It makes the application much faster. We can develop web, mobile, and desktop and server applications using Dart programming language. And it is an object-oriented programming language and class-based and garbage collector language. And these much facilities are available in Dart. So why we are using Flutter as a Dart in Flutter is which can be used for optimized for UI. So we can customize the code for our sake of UI. And it is a productive development and fast on all platforms. Even you are using if you are using Windows on low configuration or your Android device or your iOS device, you can use Dart, and it makes your application much faster and efficient. Think that if you have an application, if you are using an application, it opens on a stroke of your finger, and suddenly you'll be happy, right? Your application works much faster and much fluently. It shows some animations. It has some more features, but it is simple and it is smaller in size, and that is the need for application. Even in the point of user, in the application must be small in size, must be beautiful, must run faster on your device, and more efficient. It must not restart, it must not crash. So these are the basic requirements for a user in the point of user. So Dart and Flutter combinedly solves all these requirements also. So then this is a simple Dart code. That the previous code we saw is a Flutter code, and this is a simple Dart code. We can run Dart without Flutter framework also using the same Dart pad. Let me show you a simple example. See, this is a simple hello world program which prints 5 times hello. See, you can see hello has been printed 5 times. This is a simple program. This is simple Dart program, which does not require much more lines of code. Even just like Python, this program starts from main function. Without main function, it won't start. And main function, if we need to print something, we need to just like print, and whatever we need, we can type it as we want. So and next is starting with Flutter. So these are the things that we need to learn about Flutter, what the Flutter is, and what things we have to learn about Flutter. And if you are on the stage of what to choose, native or hybrid, if you are on the way that you have to choose JavaScript or what programming language we need to start learning, I highly recommend use Flutter as a programming language to start learning for developing applications, which may be more helpful for you. So in this session, I'll be quests. By using that, you can earn badges also. So I'm going to give some quest and some badges from this session. So you can see Flutter Essentials and Dart Essentials. So with these badges, you can add your resume with these badges. I'll be sharing this link with you. If you go, you can see something like this. Essentials, 6 hours and introductory and 4 credits. So click join and sign Google account. And after creating an account, just click enroll in this quest. If you press enroll in this quest, you'll be given this kind of quests. Like each quest contains 1 credit. 9 credits as a free. You'll be given 9 free credits. You'll be started with four credit quest, and at last, after completing this quest, you'll be getting this Flutter Essential badge, which can be added with your profile, and you can share your profile with any like resume or anywhere you need. So in this quest, see how to build a two-screen working string data and page name, etc. Everything will be simple. You can it's an thing in this quest. This is a Flutter Essential quest, and other thing is Dart Essential. As I said, Flutter is a framework. Dart is a programming language. Full human body, and Dart provides actions to the. Yeah. So in Dart programming, introduction to Dart, how can we how declare variables like this? You can see just step by step how can we create a project and some things. I'll be showing how to create a project. Simply run this in your application. Like simply copy this, and you can simply paste in your application and just simply get your values. So all these things you can learn in this quest. After completing this quest, you can. So I think fundamental Flutter and Dart. If you have any doubt in this, I start installing Flutter. How can let me show how to install Flutter in Windows operating system. You have any if yes, say. Okay. I think. So let's start installing Flutter. Let me demonstrate. First of all, you need to go to flutter.dev. Just simply type and you will be ended with this page. Just click flutter.dev. See this screen. This is an introductory screen of Flutter, application built in Flutter and current version of Flutter, how flexible and how productive it is, how can all those things you can see in this Flutter web page. And press get started, and you can see these much platforms are supported. Like you can install these. You can install Flutter in these platforms. If you have Windows operating system, press Windows, Mac OS, Linux, Chrome OS. So for now, I'm going to install in Windows operating system. You can see the basic requirements of Flutter. I think everyone will be meeting this requirement, like 1 GB of space. Operating system. You need GitHub, like you need to install Git for Windows. Git for Windows is an application. Just run it and install it. And after that, after installing all those things, just download this file. It's a Flutter Windows 2.10.3 stable version, which is a zip file. This is one method. Another thing is using git clone option. This downloading this method. Let me show you how to install that application. Let me see. I hope the screen is visible, right? So you can see I have downloaded this Flutter Windows 2.10.3 stable version. It's a zip file. Just simply extract use extract method and extract this folder here. And after extracting, just go to Windows folder, and you can just create, right click, and you can use create new folder. Name the folder as Flutter. You can see Flutter here, and after creating the Flutter, just paste the content zip file inside the Flutter folder. That's it. The installation process is completed. After pasting this. After pasting the file, just go to Flutter, then bin, and just copy this path, and just copy path, and just go to your start and type environment variables. Like sorry, environment. If you type environment variables, you can see this. Just open it, and you can see these much options. Just select environment variables here, and you can see path, you can see the variable path here. Just click that and press edit option. You can see these much entries here. You may see some entities based on your system, and just press new and paste the path you just copied and press enter. So you can see the path has been updated. Then after that, just press OK. That's it. Just OK, and that's just after updating your environment variables. Just go to start and type command prompt. Just go to command prompt. In command prompt, just type Flutter doctor. There are doctors for every diseases. So we have the main role of doctor is to cure something, right? So we need to cure Flutter means we need to use Flutter doctor. If I press enter, you can see Flutter doctor is running. It will check whether Flutter is perfect in your computer. Is there any issues with your Flutter installation? Something like that. After that, you can see Android SDK is installed. Chrome is try installing Chrome and Visual Studio and Android Studio in your computer. And even Visual VS Code is recommended for programming Flutter language. So after complete installation, you're done with installation of Flutter. After that, we need to create a project. So how can we create a project is just simply like go to any path, and I'm just creating a new folder here. I'm just opening the folder, and I'm just opening the folder in command prompt. See, I'm just using just in the path of the desktop and new folder. Typing simple command flutter a simple the project name. So let's say the project name is GDSC SKCT. See, it is generating the code. Yeah, that's it. We have created a Flutter project. and just close it and just open the folder. And if you have VS Code installed, just open VS Code. Uh, Open VS Code and just go to new folder and just drag and drop the project file that you have created, like GDSC SKCT, and just dragging it and dropping it inside the VS Code. Just press yes, and that's it. So this is the project files for our Flutter project. See, you can see lib files, Android files, iOS files, web files, Windows files, and all these platforms what we need to develop this application. So this is a sample application that will be available when you create a new project. Let me just run it. I'm not in. I haven't done any code here. I'm just created a project and I'm just opening it and just running it. I didn't done any other new things. I didn't even write a single line of code. It has a simple how to say application. What we see in that previous some counter application, right? So that is visible here. So you can see how we can develop. So for Windows desktop, for website we use Chrome or Edge browser. If you have emulator installed, you can also run Android review the application immediately as fast as you can. If you start the program, it will be downloading some files for the application. It may take some small time. So in the meantime, I'll just have the code files here. Tools and IDEA. These things are managed by your like IDE, and this is an Android folder. If you have gone through your Android project, you can see Android app file, and all these are native code. If you create a native Android application, you can see all this code in your Android application. So this is what I said that Android not compiles your code into a native code. So Android's native code is Java and Kotlin. Here we are using Kotlin here. We can also configure it for Java also. So this is a native code for Android. And if I press iOS, this is the native code for iOS application. We can see Swift here, delegate.swift, and info.plist and everything. What are the native code we need? And if we see Windows here, you can see the code like Windows like native. We are using C++ code here. So Flutter will convert your dot native code. So let me start it again. Yeah. So and then after Windows, we can see websites. So you can see website index.html. This is an HTML code. This helps in building your Windows like web application and manifest file. Let me choose web. So manifest files and fav icon and icons for your website also. So this is the native code that you can use that is being converted for your Flutter application. And pubspec.yaml. So this is the place where all your dependencies are placed. Like you can see here, icons, Cupertino icons are a package which contains all the icons needed for your application. So this is a simple web application that we have developed here. So I didn't even coded a single line of program, but I have a simple web application. This is the output of this what to say GDSC SKCT project. See, I can press plus some more number of times. So you can see this is a very simple application. Even I can see, even I can modify the code, like what to say. Let me, yeah. So there is a Flutter demo homepage. You can see Flutter demo homepage here. Let me change the Flutter demo homepage to GDSC. So if I this is a hard reload button. If I press hard reload, you can see simply how faster it is. It works immediately. It works instantly. So if I press this plus button, the number is changing with an increment of 1. I need to increment it by 2. So I'm going to add plus or equal to 2. Sorry, plus or equal to 2. So if I just hard reload the button, so if I press this, you can see it is increasing by 2. See 8, 10, 12. So this is the purpose of hard reload. So the main is we can simply without restarting the application, without closing the application and again opening it and again running it, again testing it, it takes much longer time. So without by eliminating those things, we are using hard reload button. This is hard restart button. Hard restart button is it restarts your application. Hard reload is it simply reloads the changes that has been made. So that is the thing. Let me show you the simple code here. So this is the code for this application. See, this is a code that we have that has become a web application like this. See, you can see a debug banner here. I don't need this debug banner. So how can I change it? By a simple code, simple line of code. See, I can use show debug. Then you can see some suggestions are being set by our IDEs. So I simply use false. So if I run this program, you can see the banner has gone. How faster and how simpler it is. By a simple line of code, I didn't change anything. Like a simple line of code, I have made this change like this. And I need this add button too. I need an add text here. In with that add button, I need a text in. I need to change this icon. We can do whatever we need with. We can customize every pixel of this application. What like we need. Like counter means I need to add times. If I add times here, you can see 0 times. You can see 0 times here. If I add key, see you can see 16 times. We can customize each and every pixel of your application. So that's all for this session. That is the installation process and creating a project, like creating a Flutter project. In upcoming sessions, we'll be seeing how what a Flutter widget is and simple dot coding. And will be learning Firebase and Google Cloud technologies. And at last, we'll be building an application, and you'll be building an application. You'll be able to build an application by using Flutter, and you can deploy it in your favorite stores. So if you, that's all for this session, I think. So if you have any doubt, you can just do uh, chat. If you have any doubt, queries, you can chat. If you have no doubt, then that's all for this session. And I thank everyone for participating in this session. And I request everyone to complete the quest, dot essentials and Flutter essentials. I will be sharing this link with you. Um, I'll be sharing the link with you. Just to log into your Google account, you can see that and earn the badges. And thank you. That's all for this session. Thank you.
Thank you, Tamil Kannan. I thank This first day of Flutter's festival. We'll meet you all in the next session. Thank you.